This is the Mobile Marketing Minute with your hosts, Rob Woodbridge and Greg Hickman.
Welcome back to another Mobile Marketing Minute. All right, so now that we've got all the pieces put together, where do we start? How do we start? What's the first step? Confusion.
It can be confusing. And I think, where I'm going to take this right now is still even kind of looking at this from a high level. We've talked about how mobile impacts a lot of different aspects of what we're doing, but inherently because of that, it affects a lot of different departments or teams or people within an organization. And I learned this when I was at Cabela's, which is a retailer in the United States, as some of you know. And a lot of people didn't know what mobile meant. They didn't know what it meant to the organization. They heard about it through, C-level communications. So I think what's really important is to create that cross-functional team. But in order to get to that cross-functional team, you need to identify all of the stakeholders within your organization, whether that's the agency or you're the agency representing a brand. Like you need to have the brand be doing this or be doing this on behalf of the brand. Because again, mobile will impact a lot of different departments. So for example, like with Cabela's as a retailer, you're impacting the in-store signage team, which is actually separate from the retail team, which is impacting the e-commerce team, which is different than the in-store sales team. You're impacting email, you're impacting social, you're impacting legal, you're impacting the budget and promotions, the group that creates promotional codes. Like there's a different group in the organization for that possibly, like all of the development, bringing all these systems together. So like you need someone from all of these departments that is your kind of stakeholder on the mobile project, any mobile project, because at some point you're going to affect their world and you're going to need them as your ally. So IT, huge one I didn't even mention. Probably the first and foremost one you should be talking to. If you're a mobile marketer at an agency or a brand, the CTO should be your best friend, period. And you go out there and you interview all of these people, ask them what do they think mobile means? How does mobile impact their own life? What are their current business goals for their department? What are they being measured by? And then how do they think or how do they visualize mobile helping them reach those goals? And you'll get tons and tons of valuable feedback and take that back and use that to formulate your bigger picture strategy that goes out 1 or 2 years. But ideally, you're going to be modifying your strategy potentially every 90 days. But it takes into account every single department and every single stakeholder so that when you go to them asking them for help, they know that you're already looking out for them because you've already talked to them about what their goals are and how mobile is going to help. And that's a part of your strategy. So you could say like, look, remember, this is what you're being measured on. Here's how mobile is going to help you reach your goal. Like, I need your help in connecting these two back-end systems because they don't talk right now. How can we make that happen? Because that'll get you closer to your goal and me closer to my goal and the company closer to this bigger overarching goal, which, usually you should all know what the big overarching goals are, because usually an organization will have 3 or 4 for a year. So going out, understanding where everyone's at, knowing that you're on their side is super important, and having that cross-functional team in place and all of their information to build that strategy. Because the second you go asking the CTO for something and it's the first time you're meeting him and you're asking him to connect these two things, like I guarantee you that conversation is not going to go well. So, you really got to, be a good guy, maybe we can't curse, but kiss a little butt, kiss a little behind, and serve other people, because again, that's kind of what mobile does. Like mobile touches everything. So inherently what we're responsible for is bringing all of these people together anyway and all being on the same page. So interview everybody. If you can incorporate customers into that, ideal. But for the internal strategy, those internal stakeholders is great. And then identify who's on that cross-functional team and make them accountable. Like you want to make them feel like they're a part of the mobile cross-functional team.
One of the other things that I see that this might actually do is also instill the importance of mobile. And also, as a soothsayer or as a brand champion for mobile, it gives you the opportunity to get them on board from a mobile standpoint as well, right?
Yeah, and actually, kind of when we talked about evangelizing mobile in previous episodes, in a lot of organizations, for mobile is new to them, right? So, and I'm not sure if this is totally answering your question, but I think so. Tell me, is you need to be, if you're responsible for the mobile strategy, you need to be the evangelist of mobile too, and help the rest of the organization even know what mobile means,
right.
Like kind of some of the stuff that we're talking about right now.
Yep.
And we set up presentations like Mobile 101. What does mobile mean? What have we learned? We went and shared all of the research that we did internally back with all of these different teams that I mentioned. And we held like a monthly office hours where people could just hop on a webinar and say, hey, I have a question about mobile and how it impacts this new initiative that we have. And every month we'd have like an hour block where people could just hop on and we'd answer questions. We did lunch and learns and things like that, where it's purely education, and then always showing them insights and kind of foresight into how and what we're doing in regards to our own mobile strategy within the organization. And that gets them on board. It makes them understand how mobile affects them, how it affects things greater than them, and they become, again, like they're kind of getting on your bandwagon, and then that's only going to help you when you're kind of going throughout the organization saying, I need this, I need this, I need this, like fire drill style. And then you have all of these people supporting you because they know in some way it's going to impact them. So that's the thing I love about mobile. I'll kind of end on this is like, you talk to email specialists, you talk to social, like I don't think there's any other channel that really hits every other aspect of a business, not even just from marketing, operationally too. Like mobile can enhance people's productivity if executed correctly, and retailers are doing this now. That because of that, like you as the mobile strategist, like you sort of become one of the most important people in the entire organization because you probably have the most relationships and understand how everything works together. Because if you're going to be successful, you have to. Or else you're just creating this siloed thing that's going to, blow up in your face a year or two down the road.
Don't forget to come back next week for our next episode.